Alright everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to burn the chip and put in tune number 3 and see if we can get this car to start idling and driving a little more properly. So let's go inside and I'll show you how to do this. So this is the chip burner right here. As you can see, this won't fit or plug in, so you get this adapter piece. What we're looking for, the black piece here, is where the EEPROM is. So this is where we're going to plug this in at. And then we plug it into here. We lock it into place with that. So now we're going to launch the flash and burn by motes.net. There's a chip addressing address that you have to put in here, and there's a buffer address in here. Brian will give you all that. This is my chip 27SF12. And now what we want to do is load file to buffer. And I have, it's right here. And now we want to program chip. Verify chip with buffer. And there it is, file loaded, mod3.bin. Everything says successful. So there we have it. We've now burned the new program into this chip. And now we'll go put this in the car and go for another drive. Alright guys, good news is the tune got the car to run a bit leaner. Had a lot more like backfires through it. I'm not sure what's going on. He's looking at the data logs. He's going to even go through it with somebody else, try to figure out exactly what's going on. In the meantime though, little one has hijacked me. Yeah, she's hijacked me to a pick yourself.
You pick
strawberries. You can see social distancing is really working. Everybody's staying at home.
Come on.
They're all clumped together here. All right, I'm gonna watch her pick strawberries.
Really?
Yeah.
It's gonna help.
Hell no.
No. Okay.
Bad back, man. Bad back. Before I forget, go check out my man KY Chevy. He did a pretty cool video on being a truck driver during the coronavirus. Pretty interesting to see the truck stops and things like that, what all's going on in them. So go ahead and check that out, man. It's a pretty interesting view for somebody that's out and about every day and on the road. But I need a vacuum gauge. I think that might be our problem. Uh oh, what's this? Social distancing lines. Oh wow, the floor's wet. So they mopped it. Alright, took a little spin in the supermarket. I wanted to make my wife some dinner tonight, and as you can see, it's fairly well stocked, but still no toilet paper. I don't understand the rush of toilet paper. I've kept track of like how much we've used since this whole thing, and it's been just a couple of rolls. Really, I mean, I don't understand. People really think they go through it that fast. But anyhow, vacuum gauge is for Project Z28. The tuner talked to another person that does engines, stuff like that, and they got together, and despite the best research and stuff I did, comparing what other people have done and telling comp cams what I was looking for, there seems to be one piece of the puzzle I didn't account for. Around this year, or maybe the year before, somewhere along the line, GM changed the Camaro to speed density monitoring, which means it uses a map sensor on the side of the intake that uses vacuum to adjust fueling. That's very critical when I'm running this big cam. So the thinking is that the cam is just too big and it's not creating enough vacuum, which is why we cannot get this car to idle. It's idling one way or the other. There's no in between. So that's going to be a whole big procedure now if we have to remove the cam, and I'm thinking of some other things. It'll be good, but if I have to go back and do the cam, we might be doing something else. So stay tuned. I'm going to go ahead and put this vacuum gauge on and see what we're reading. Get back with the tuner and see where we're at, man. I'll tell you what, I just get kicked in the nuts every way I turn. I really would like for something to start going good. Well, good thing is, I mean, the garage is coming. Down payment's been put in. They're sending me the blueprints. I have to drop them off for the permits. Concrete guy should be here. I think he said he might be ready to pour as of Friday, and today is Tuesday. Or no, today's Wednesday. So he's supposed to be stopping by here to start doing the forms. He was here yesterday, did some leveling of the lot, dug up some big roots. So that's in process. The garage is going to come. I still don't know what's up with the RV. I talked to the manufacturer. They said about the 14th they should return to work. My salesman's thinking they were going to go back on the 6th. So I don't know. I kind of take the word of the company. So even if they get back to work on the 14th, maybe I'll have it by the end of the month. I'd really like to just have something. Oh, man, what a mess. Anyhow, let me go ahead and do this vacuum gauge, and then we're going to figure out what's the next step with this car. I almost forgot one thing I wanted to do before I started anything else. Ladies and gentlemen, let me present to you the GTO. And of course the wife leaves all her stuff in my way. Yeah, man, why gas is cheap and she's totally on empty, let's go take a run to the gas station. There you have it. One LS2. Ooh, I got the valve covers in the garage just because it holds in heat, one, and then two, the paint was kind of coming off, so to preserve them I just went ahead and took them off. But yeah, let's go for a ride. Like a champ, man. First time every time. Love this car. This is why people do LS swaps. This is an easy way to get 400 horsepower and it be reliable. Look at that, idling 600 or so, maybe 700 RPM. Just a purring. AC's running, but we got no fuel. Listen. When I make a left turn, it goes away. To me, I would think that would be the right side, but I'm thinking the left side's where it sounds like the noise is coming from. that sound, man. Love it. Don't like the sound of the bearing. I love the sound of the engine. Got my glove for Corona safety. One of the coolest things with the GTO is where they put the gas cap. I always get people looking when they see this thing. It's like a race car up top. It's just one of the things you kind of forget about the car. Oh, crazy times. But look at this. Regular unleaded is 159. Mid-grade's 240 and 270 for the good stuff. This is weird now. BP, the gas nozzle's green and diesel's black. You gotta be careful when you pump this. Alright everyone, apologize for the videos being late and not as frequent. I had a lot going on and it's not anything really worth of filming. As you guys know, we're doing the garage, so I have like a little excavator right there. We've been working on that, processing. Oh man, you know, the wife just planted a whole bunch of stuff back there, and it's like I have to babysit everything to make sure these guys don't cross over and destroy that stuff. Anyhow, I gotta head back to Harbor Freight. That vacuum gauge I got is broke. Even the picture on the box shows the needle resting at 0. When I got it, the needle's resting on the other side, and when I hooked it up to the Camaro, every time I rev the engine, it's going the opposite way. It's going up and reading into pressure, where it should be swinging down, going into vacuum. So something's just really, really wrong with that gauge. So I'm delaying the video a little bit to try to go ahead and get this fixed. So that's where we are with that. Like I said, I apologize. We really haven't had much content. I'm going to do a video discussing everything with the build and plans and stuff like that. So look forward to that one coming up shortly. But let's go run the store and try to get a properly working gauge. So wow, that was interesting. I swear I should wear a camera and have it with me at all times. I'm in Harbor Freight, and they had the social distancing lines marked on the floor. They also have what, probably like a sheet metal bender. It's a stand and there's a metal wheel on the top. Probably what I'm thinking is probably for like flexing metal. Maybe it's a conveyor system. Maybe it's for, you know, rolling stuff. I don't know. This snaggletooth motherfucker. He comes over and he's standing on the line where I should be, waiting for the where the register is. I'm like, dude, no, you need to back up to that line. And then he said something like, you know, what you gonna do? I said, just back the frick up. And some words got exchanged, and then he said something about, go stay on that yellow line. I said, why don't you shut the f up so I can conduct business? I said, you standing next to me ain't gonna get you out of here any faster. And he said something. I said, man, just say one more word, I'll beat you with that damn roller and friggin' knock that damn tooth straight. And I said, what are you gonna do? He's like, nothing. I said, yeah, that's what I thought. Swear, man. People think this is a joke. I just got a text from my wife before I left. She's got a person that went to another hospital, did the test. Their test is positive. This person is 100%, no doubt about it, positive for COVID-19 that she's having to deal with. And I get this idiot acting like shit's just imaginary. All these thousands of people aren't dead. It doesn't happen. I swear, this is the stupidity that this stuff is, why it's so hard to get a handle on this, because nobody's treating it seriously. And damn, man, I don't want to friggin' die, get sick, going to damn Harbor Freight for a vacuum gauge. Wow. Oh, sorry guys, that's my rant. I did check this gauge though, and it does rest on 0, so that is one positive. So now we're gonna go back, start up Project Z28, and see if we can't get a accurate vacuum reading this time after I calm myself down. Always something. You can see here, this gauge is resting at 0 the way it should be. The last gauge I bought, the needle was somewhere over here, resting in numbers. And I don't know, I didn't really think much of it until I tried to put it on. And then it was running up this way, which was weird because it should run this way reading a vacuum. So there we have it. So this gauge should work. Let's go ahead and plug it in and find out where we're at. Even at a high idle, my vacuum's not very high. I'm only pulling 40. Looks like. If I get this thing to idle down, yeah, if this thing drops to 800, I'm not gonna have any vacuum, which is apparent because I always lose my power brakes. Seems to be my problem. We love it when you drink the coffee. It's for you, Rich Keenan. I know I've been slacking on my coffee drinking, haven't I? So we're going to try to wrap up this video with a little bit of zen and some tranquility. I'm going to showcase my wife's beautiful handiwork back here to her little flower garden. One of many things that she has blooming around here. Let's see if I pan this way a little bit. You can see all like the roses and that she's got growing over there. So, oh man, this thing, need to tilt that back. Anyhow, man, you know, I'm not gonna say I'm the biggest, baddest dude on the planet. I'm not gonna say I can win like a lot of fights. I have had a lot of unarmed self-defense training when I was military police in the Army. I also went through the police academy courses when I lived down in Tampa because that's something I wanted to do. And then I got the aviation bug and went back in the Army as a warrant and flew. So I never went full time with the, except for my Army experience with the police things. But I mean, I had a certain amount of training, so I'm not going to back down. I'm not afraid to stand my ground. So I mean, I just hate it. I just want to be able to go and not have these situations. I've had the privilege of meeting a few of my viewers. I met KY Chevy at Camaro Fest, which, don't forget, link down below. Check out his video, driving during coronavirus. It's quite interesting to watch, and to me it really was surprised. It should have more views, but you know, when you're a small channel, it's very hard to get YouTube to promote. That's why we always ask you to like and share and comment and stuff like that, because YouTube sees everything as interaction. If they see people interacting with it, it'll get recommended to people more often. So that's, you know, and it's free. You know, you do that thing and help us small channels out and help us grow. You know, it's always appreciated. Anyhow, I met my bud Top Hat Plus when I went to Canada, and while I was in the area, my good subscriber Stan Key was there, and those guys have met me in person. No, I'm not a small guy, and I mean, I'm not talking like belly wise and stuff like that. You know, I'm 6'1", I'm a pretty stout guy. You know, I mean, like I said, I'm not gonna say I'm the biggest, baddest guy, but there's a lot of me here. You know, I'm not afraid to like pick somebody up and drop your ass. You know, I'm not going to be an easy target. So, I mean, I think this guy realized that because he felt big and bad when he was in the store. But then when he was leaving, I actually had to go back to my car and get my credit card. They refunded me, so then I had to repurchase it, even though I told him I was going to swap. So when I was on my way back, he made a quick turn and went the other direction. Didn't say a word to me that we were outside the store. So, anyhow, I'm going to go ahead and send my vacuum readings over to the tuner, Brian. See what he says about it. He's already told me, I believe it was like 10 or 14 pounds of vacuum was like the minimum for a speed density tune port system. With these, understand these computers are older, they don't register as much bits, and even though mass airflow really is a lot better, that's why a lot of cars have that now, like my 17 Camaro is all mass airflow. Speed density was kind of a better system back then. Mass airflow was really limited in the data, so speed density seemed to take better to tuning. Although mass airflow, I think you could do more tuning without a tune. It could accept a little bit more because it actually read airflow, but once it went out of parameters, it sent it out of whack. Where speed density, I don't really remember. I really tried to get this cam right, and somewhere along the line I messed up. Because it's just not working for the car. I can't even put it in drive without putting my foot on the gas, because it just stalls right out. Even at a high idle of 1500, it's just, and it's done. So there's gonna have to be some kind of changes, and I'm gonna have to make up my mind as to what route I need to do. We're redoing this cam. We're gonna pull the engine out and redo some things. So I'm gonna do a whole video on my thought process of this build, what I should have, could have, or would have done different, stuff like that. So stay tuned for that. I think I'm going to try to work on that this weekend if possible and get that out to you Monday. Again, sorry I haven't had like a lot of videos. I'm dealing with the garage, which is going to be great for us when we get it done, but in the meantime it's taking a lot out of me because I have to stand there, like I said, and babysit these guys, make sure they don't mow stuff over. Even when the cable guy was the other day, because we had 2 cables running from the power line to the house, that one the RV would hit and 2 the cement truck would definitely take out. So the phone line, I cut it myself and just did away with it. We don't have phone. Everything's cellular now. And then the cable company came and dropped theirs down, and now they're going to come back and bury it. And as you see, I had the excavator here. The concrete guy, he needs to dig down. I believe it's like 2 feet deep in the 4 corners, like 2 feet by 2 feet by 2 feet, something like that. They have to put footers like in the ground so that way the slab is secure, because here Florida, you know, we're hurricane area, the winds could actually push on the garage and move the whole structure. So it needs to be kind of like anchored in. So I mean, we got a lot going on that's really not exciting. You know, I'll show you the process when we get this stuff done in future videos. So I've just had a lot taking me away from this. I'm trying to sell some stuff too online, so I'm trying to do some posting and that, and it's just a lot going on. It's not that interesting, and I apologize. So thank you very much for sticking in there. I still don't have any word on the RV. Oh man, I really want this thing. I cannot wait. I want to go camping and just I'm like getting freaked out with stuck in this house, man. I want to go somewhere. Anyhow, thank you for your support. Thank you for subscribing. If you haven't, please go ahead and consider doing so. It's free of charge. Leave a thumbs up. Hit that thumbs up button. Go ahead and leave a comment. Even if you say hi, like I mentioned before, it's all interaction, and it all helps promote the channel, which is, if channels get bigger, as you can see from the larger channels, we can do nicer cars, better cars, more cars, stuff like that. So some of us just deserve the break. Thank you everyone for your support, and hopefully we'll see you on the next one. Thanks for watching.